Yeah, this gentleman is right on the money here. Absolutely, absolutely. These people that come up with these catchphrases. Biggest thing to do, this is how I know somebody is ignorant, doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. They'll use catchphrases, deep state, the cabal, the Illuminati, the Bilderberg Group. I mean, do I need to go down the list? I can keep going. I mean, the Warren Commission, the Harper Valley PTA, all kinds of bullshit. Yet these things exist, but yet the people that use those terms are people that are just perpetuating it. These are shills for those places. The deep state. Oh yeah, Trump's going to get rid of the deep state. The Republicans, his party controls all the power in D.C. The Supreme Court, everything. Oh yeah, they're going to get rid of the deep state. They are the fucking deep state. But people that use a catchphrase like that, communism, socialism, people that use those terms are just shills. They're just dupes for that kind of a situation. And that's all they are. And this guy hits on it perfectly here.
Why Trump cult accuses you of everything they're doing. There's a psychological reason for that. Sigmund Freud called it projection. When people cannot handle their own guilt, their brain transfers it onto somebody else. Not always because they're lying, because the shame is too much to face themselves. Some people weaponize projection. They accuse you first of what they're doing so that when the truth comes out, it looks like retaliation. MAGA turned this into a political strategy. Trump screamed election fraud for 4 years. And yet Trump is the man on the recorded phone call, demanding Georgia officials find him 11,780 votes. They screamed about the deep state weaponizing the government against political enemies. Trump is currently using the Justice Department to prosecute his personal enemies list. Every accusation is a confession. The louder the outrage, the guiltier they are. And when you point it out, they do not admit it. They escalate. Fake news or witch hunt or deep state. Because admitting guilt would require self-awareness that they do not have. Admitting guilt would require being honest.
Well, yeah, and that's true what he's saying, but regardless of all that, using those terms, the New World Order, the Illuminati, unless you're, just talking about it as a reference point, but when you use those terms as accusations, these isms, communism, socialism, first of all, nobody I've ever heard use any of them actually know what any of them mean. I mean, I know them thoroughly. And the people don't realize how stupid they sound when they regurgitate them. But it doesn't matter. It's not really even about awareness. It's because they're already not very good people deep inside because of who they trust. Like, they have two sides they could go with, and their gut instinct always has them go with the strong man that wants to be a daddy to them, right? And so what they do is they support all these factions that they're speaking out against. They're total deep state shills.
He's a fascist, Trump, so he doesn't have the economic instincts of somebody that is really thinking philosophically about the economy. Also, he's tied to Vladimir Putin, so if you go down a checklist, he's doing every single thing that Vladimir Putin would want him to do. Go after our allies, praise our adversaries. He's managed to unsanction Russian oil through this whole fiasco that's going on in the Strait of Hormuz. He's taking 5,000 troops now out of Germany, which actually not only weakens our position in NATO, but it'll weaken our forward operating reach into the Middle East, where if you want to keep dollar hegemony, which I think we all need to do, if you really think about the U.S. economic situation, it's dangerous for that as well. So he's doing everything that Vladimir Putin wants him to do. His economic policies as it relates to tariffs are not only misguided, they're illegal, because tariffs, despite his false rhetoric and fake news, are taxes. They're
Absolutely. Most Americans, in fact, every American I've ever heard bitch about taxes is somebody that's not missing a meal, be it somebody that still uses the roads to drive on. Don't use the roads. Hey, let's not pay any taxes, but you're going to sign a waiver. You're going to sign a personal waiver that you're not going to use any emergency services ever for you and your family. You're not going to drive on any public roads. I mean, you think that's ridiculous. It's about as stupid as you being an American and bitching about your taxes. Because the people that really should bitch about their taxes usually don't. Those are the people you feel empathy for. Not for somebody that goes on vacation for a couple weeks every year, a month every year, and, somebody that has a few cars, somebody that even has a second home, and more than that. Those people that bitch about their taxes, they're bitching while somebody else is starving to death. A lot of these morons, a lot of these fools that came out and said, well, Trump's a businessman. He's not a politician. He's a businessman. Yeah, so he's going to be a great president. He's not a politician. Oh, yeah, well, no, I want the lawyer to do my brain surgery then, not a doctor, because he's not a doctor. He's not a career doctor. Well, Trump really politician. He's been a lobbyist his whole life. Okay, but he's not a businessman. He was a marketer. He sold his name, which is smart. He sold his name, no overhead, so places could just use his name, right? Every business he's ever had has went down, but that's not necessarily because he's a bad businessman. He just doesn't give a fuck. But he ain't a great businessman, and the last thing you would ever want is somebody who is a great businessman to be a fucking leader of a country. It's not about that. It's, when you're a business person like that and successful, you're about the bottom line. And that's just how it goes and what it is. You're not, wired to think about social programs and shit like that because your first priority is illusionary money. And that's what it is. So, and I hear people say this, and I know where they got it. They heard it off Fox News or heard it from somebody else say it who heard it off Fox News. Regurgitating shit, deep state, Illuminati, New World Order, cabal. All you do is when you say those terms is you're just fucking killing the seriousness of any kind of validity that there might be to what you're saying. It would be more intelligent to say that, wow, there's a new CEO of Coke or Pepsi and they really want to cut down and help to actually eliminate soft drink consumption in the United States and worldwide. Yeah, they're there to really drain it. Even though, they own, all the stock in that soft drink. Oh, yeah, they want to get rid of it. I mean, give me a fucking break. Catchphrases. You kill any validity you have to any thought you ever had or any feeling or emotion you ever had. You kill any validity there ever could be to it when you throw out catchphrases. I mean, people, unless you're me, you sound like a dipshit when you're using catchphrases. The only time they sound good is if I'm saying them. And that's it, but my catchphrases are thought out. They're taken from folks that really knew what they were doing when using them, not just one-liners that get regurgitated. Even if there was some validity to it, only a dumb fuck would keep using them because they've been used time and time again. Seriously, you're fucked on every way you could ever imagine by talking bullshit. Yeah, now we're going to hear from some people who obviously really know what time it is. Now listen to this one guy here. When he's asked that question about Obama. But there are a lot of stupid fucks that would think, yeah, where was he during 9/11? Yeah, not even on the national scene yet is where he was. Oh yeah, where was Barack Obama during 9/11? Too stupid to realize their own hillbilly that they loved as well, George W. Bush, was president. Obama wasn't known of on any kind of national level yet. Oh, where was he during 9/11? Yeah, well, probably at his Chicago law firm where he worked at. That would be my guess. Yeah, not in New York City or working in politics. I mean, really, people, fuck, come on. But I had to put that in there because people are stupid enough and they would buy that. Oh, well, where was he? Now let's hear from some real geniuses.
Barack Obama had big part of 9/11.
Which part?
Not being around, always on vacation, never in the office.
Why do you think Barack Obama wasn't in the Oval Office on 9/11?
That I don't know. Would like to get to the bottom of that.
You'd be okay just not being able to vote?
I don't care as long as they get it. As long as somebody takes care of this country. I don't care. I really don't care. As long as this country is right. Do you want to vote for Kamala Harris?
Are you saying you don't? Are you saying you don't mind if your right to vote would be taken away?
I don't care. I know what I want. I know what I want.
But you wouldn't be able to get what you want if you can't vote for it.
I don't care. I've told you 3 times. I don't care.
What are some of those things that he said and then he did? Give you just one thing. One thing he said and then he did.
He caught me off guard there. I don't know.
Yeah, well, apparently you don't know. What I didn't realize until today is that down in the South and a lot of southern states like Alabama, it's still on the books to celebrate this Confederate holiday, recognizing the 250,000 treasonous fucking traitors that died in that Civil War. That's not a Confederate flag. It's called a treason rag. And yet people fly those flags together. It was a 4 fucking year fake nation, 1,000 years ago. Yet, that was part of my family, these people say. Yet, it was 1,000,000 years ago. Yet they will tell you that slavery was forever ago and we should just get over it. These people, the South, I'm calling on good white people, the South, to fucking quit being part of the problem and do something.